Hey guys, Anthony Height and Josh Doyle here from Ant Farm Media, here at the Ant Farm Media podcast studio here in Rockledge, Florida. We're here to tell you that right now is the perfect time to start a podcast. I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, I missed the boat, it's too late, but we're here to tell you that is simply not true.
That's right, guys. In 2006, only 22% of the population knew what a podcast was. Now, in 2019, over half the population listens to podcasts.
This is the same place Facebook was at in 2011. Only 50% of the population had ever heard or knew what Facebook was. Now 96% of the population have either used or know about Facebook.
But there are 15 million fewer Facebook users in the US today than there were in 2017. That's because of the younger generation backing away from Facebook. But they are streaming more audio content than ever before.
It's incredible. The trend is showing that podcast and audiobook consumption surged in 2019, indicating a trend towards increased spoken word audio consumption. This slide is research released from the Infinite Dial. The Infinite Dial is America's longest running survey of digital media consumer behavior in America, tracked annually since 1998. Over its 20-plus year history, it has become the survey of record for a number of important media channels, including streaming audio, podcasting, and social media, and is relied upon by its audience of content producers, media companies, agencies, and the financial community.
So let's look at what it says exactly about podcasting. Podcasting familiarity is up 6% since last year, and has been steadily climbing and will only become more popular. Podcast listening is up 7%, which is an estimated 144 million in the U.S. alone who have listened to a podcast. 90 million people listened to a podcast in the last month. More men than women listen to podcasts, but the numbers are rising on both sides.
So listen, guys, it's the youth who are consuming this content. The younger generations are our future, and they will be edging the numbers higher and higher as that age group grows and takes over a larger share of these demographics. 53% of people aged 12 to 24 listened to Spotify in the last month. All of your favorite podcasts can be found on Spotify. 62 million listened to a podcast in the last week. This was published in March of 2019, so I'm sure these numbers have even risen since then. So here are the highlights, guys. 17 million more people in the US are aware of podcasting than in 2018, and 17 million more are monthly podcast listeners. 20 million more people have listened to a podcast in 2019 than they did in 2018. 20 million more. And 14 million more weekly podcast listeners.
It's incredible. The average podcast listener in the U.S. listened to 7 different podcasts in the last week. Online audio has reached a new high in weekly time spent listening, potentially driven by podcasting and smart speakers. These are your Google Home speakers and Amazon Alexas and Echoes. More Americans say they have listened to a podcast than ever before. Social media usage has stalled and is declining with younger users. Smart speaker ownership continues to grow. The average smart speaker user possesses 2 devices.
Guys, the proof is in the pudding. More smart speakers being used, less social media. Audio is king once again. Podcasting is where it's at. Ant Farm Media is right now offering 20% off all your in-studio recording of podcasts, audiobooks, or voiceovers.
So come on in, get your feet wet, and let us hold your hand and help you create the next great American podcast.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Anthony and Josh from Ant Farm Media signing off. Hope to see you soon. Take care.
Thanks again.